When we launched our first invoicing integration with Waveapps in fall of 2020, it revolutionized and streamlined the way our subscribers invoiced clients. But because it was our first invoicing integration, we were flying a bit blind in terms of how it worked, so we didn't take full advantage of what the integration offered. As we expanded our invoicing options to include QuickBooks and FreshBooks, we quickly learned that we'd missed an opportunity with Waveapps. So we've corrected that, and it's finally launching for you as a Waveapps user. So I'm excited to announce an upgrade to the Waveapps invoicing process. Okay, so you can see that I've created 3 new jobs, and these are all for test purposes. To create a new invoice via Waveapps in the current integration or legacy integration, you click on the job title link from the job list, and then click on Create Invoice from the job view, and the Create Invoice pop-up box will appear. For demo purposes, I've created test invoice numbers so that I don't screw up my invoice number sequence in Waveapps, so it shows up here. But normally I leave this blank, and then Waveapps assigns the next available number in sequence. When I create an invoice in the current Waveapps integration, the job title is pulled directly from the VOV job title field and populates the invoice. Here's what it looks like in the current instance. Looks familiar, right? Now, let's go to the new user experience. Here's what you'll see. Let's create an invoice with Test Job 2. When I click Create Invoice, I have a new option in the pop-up box. Add job title as line item as the default, or select an item drop-down. If I leave Add job title as line item checked, the invoice will look exactly as it does today, and there'll be no change. However, if I want to use the new option, I can specify job categories from the drop-down. You can see here that I have a mix of job categories and miscellaneous job titles. In order to show just the job categories, I'll need to do some cleanup, and I'll show you that in the next video. But for now, let's select voiceover recording and create the invoice. And let's look at the difference between these two invoices. The invoice created in the legacy Waveapps integration shows Test Job Title 1 and our rate. If I look at the invoice created in the new Waveapps integration, I see the service category is voiceover recording, and then the description is Job Title 2. I personally prefer this look because I just think it looks and feels more professional, and it also gives me the ability to itemize more effectively when I have an invoice with multiple service offerings. For example, let's say I want to add a voiceover session fee. I click Add an Item, select from the list, and then add the session date in the description field, plus the fee. To add usage, I click Add an Item, select Usage, then enter the relevant details in the description field. Let's say that's $500. So now we'll save it and select Preview as Customer. This is what they'll see: voiceover recording, voiceover session fee, and voiceover usage. Now, I wouldn't normally charge voiceover recording and voiceover session fee at the same time, but this is just to give you a sense of what the itemization looks like. Next, we'll talk about how to create your categories and clean up your Waveapps account so that you'll have a really clean experience.